Hi, my name is Ishita Gupta. I have done MBA from Rajasthan Technical University and MCOM Economics from Rajasthan University. I have total 3-year experience as an economics teacher. In this course, I will be teaching you class 11th and 12th economics. So we will begin with content plan. So on the screen, you can have a look on the screen. We will be beginning with class 11th Indian Economic Development. In this topic, we will be total devoting 30 hours for this. So now on the screen you can see the time which we will devote for each topic. For example, in Indian economy we will devote 3 hours. LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization, we will devote 3 hours. Rest of the topics you can see and you can have an idea how much time we are going to devote on the same. So after completing this, I will have a quiz session for you. In this quiz, you have to answer the questions. Then I will also have a discussion session for you in which you can discuss questions and answers, and you can also ask your doubts. After completing the whole syllabus, we will have a test on this syllabus. So in Indian economic development, we will study the economy of India, means how economic factors affect Indian policies, how poverty, human capital formation, rural development, all these factors affect Indian economy. We will be studying this in detail. Next, after completing class 11th, we will be moving forward to class 11 statistics for economics. We will be completing the statistics in total 10 hours duration. You can see the time duration of each topic. For example, introduction we will complete in 1 hour, collection of data we will complete in 1 hour, and rest of the topics you can see. In statistics for economics, we will be studying how data is used and how statistics is used in economic sector. We will be studying many formulas, many numericals in this topic. After completing this topic, we will have a quiz session, we will have a discussion session, and after completing the whole syllabus, we will have a complete test of this topic. So after completing this, we will be moving forward to class 12th economics. As you know, class 12th economics is divided into two parts. First is microeconomics and second is macroeconomics. In microeconomics, you will be studying all the things at small level or at micro level. And in macroeconomics, you will be studying all the things which affect at large level or macro level. So in microeconomics, you will be studying demand, supply, how demand factors affect us, how supply factors affect the economy of country, how price is fixed, how price is determined of a certain commodity. We will be studying this. We will be studying about the competition, about the various kind of competition in market. For example, I can give you a basic idea. For example, there are oligopoly market, there is monopoly market, there is perfect competition market. We will be studying all this topic in detail. We will have a clear idea about all the competition, how things work in this competition, how price is fixed in this competition, how commodities price is fixed. We will be studying this. Next, market equilibrium. In this, we will be studying different kinds of market, right? How demand and supply factor affect the price of commodity. We will be studying all this topic in detail. We will be studying theory of consumer behavior, means how consumer behavior affect economy, how consumer affect the price of a commodity. So we will complete this topic in 30 hours. You can see at the screen the total time which we will be devoting for each topic. After completing this, I will have a quiz session as well as a discussion session and a test based on this syllabus. After completing microeconomics, you will be moving forward to macroeconomics. Now at macroeconomics, you will be studying all the factors which affect our nation, or the factors which affect the whole of the country. For example, government decision, government policies, all these factors affect our country at a large level. For example, we will be studying national income. So first we will have an idea what is national income. How we know what is the income. For example, if I ask a person what is your income, he will just say my income is this. Now if we ask what is the income of total nation, then how can we calculate? It's a very big issue to calculate the income of all the nation. So in this topic, we will be studying how to calculate income at national level. What is the total income of a country? Next, we will be studying money and banking. how money is circulated throughout the country, right? How banking factors affect the supply of money, how RBI works. What is RBI? RBI is Reserve Bank of India. It is the central of Bank of India. It frames various policies such as cash reserve ratio policy, SLR policy, and it also guides other banks. So we will be studying the functions of RBI in detail and how the bank are affected, how money is circulated throughout the country. We will be studying this. In income determination, we will be studying how to calculate income based on three different methods. I will be teaching you all these three methods in detail. We will have some numericals based on this. Next, government function and scope. We will be studying how government spend their money and how government generate their revenue, right? In order to the government to work, they need to generate revenue, and after generating this revenue, they need to spend this money on people's welfare, right? This spending money of people welfare, it's expenditure, and the generating of income from people is revenue of government. We will be studying this topic in detail. Then we will study open economy, macroeconomics, right? All these topics we will be covering in 30 hours. So this is the total time duration. The total time duration is 100 hours, and in 100 hours we will complete class 11th and 12th economics in detail. After completing all this, we will have test quiz, we will have MCQ quiz, and we will have discussion session, and you can ask your doubts easily and openly. Okay, now we will begin with a small topic I want to explain to you. It is theory of consumer behavior. Before explaining the theory of consumer behavior, I want to explain you the definition of consumer. What do you mean by consumer? Who is a consumer? Okay, a consumer is a person who purchases a commodity and uses it as well. There is a difference between consumer and customer. What is the difference between consumer and customer? A consumer is a person who buys a commodity and uses as well, but a customer is not compiled. It is not compulsory for him to buy to use the commodity. He can either buy it and sell it again, right? Now, I hope the difference between customer and consumer is clear, right? Now we will study theory of consumer behavior. What do you understand by theory of consumer behavior? The preferences, the budget factors affect the behavior of consumer. It affects how they are going to spend money on certain commodity, right? So first, the topic which we will study is law of diminution marginal utility. First, I want to explain you the meaning of each word. First, we will study diminution. Diminution means reducing, decreasing. Then marginal utility. What do you understand by marginal utility? Marginal utility is the satisfaction which we gain after consuming a certain commodity. For example, you eat a slice of cake. So you can say, yes, I have gained 10 satisfaction, 10 out of 10 satisfaction, right? So this 10 can be said as marginal utility. When we study this topic, I will explain you in detail, but right now I am giving just you a basic idea about it, right? Now, first, before explaining, just take an example. You are eating, you have to eat a cake. First, you have to eat first slice of cake. Now you have eaten first slice of cake. Now if I ask you what is the level of satisfaction you derived after eating first slice of cake, you will say I have derived 10 out of 10 satisfaction out of it, right? Next, if I say you that now eat second slice of cake, then you will say, what you will say? I have derived some satisfaction, but that satisfaction is lesser than the satisfaction which I gain in first slice of cake. Then after consuming more and more slices of cake, your satisfaction level will decrease because your appetite will decrease. There are various factors which affect this. We will study it in detail. Okay. So now this is law of diminution marginal utility, which means if we consume a commodity more and more, then the satisfaction level which we derived from the commodity will decrease. Right, you can see this graph. This graph is downward sloping. Why it is downward sloping? Because right now just we have learned that satisfaction level decreases. That's why it is downward sloping slope. Right? After completing this, we will start with law of demand. Now if I ask you what is demand? What do you mean by demand? Demand means willingness to buy something, willingness to buy a certain commodity, right? Now, law of demand is based on the law of diminution marginal utility. How it is based, I will teach you. Okay. Law of demand, in a short idea, I can say that if price of a commodity increase, then demand decreases. If price of a commodity decrease, then demand increases. So there is inverse relation between both price and demand. There is inverse relation, right? Okay, for example, let me give you an example, right? If price of a commodity is 5, then demand will be 10, right? Now, if price of a commodity increases to 10, then demand will be reducing to 5 because of law of demand. There are various factors which affect this, which we will study this. First, look at this graph. Now, by looking at this graph, you can see it is downward sloping graph. Why it is downward sloping curve? It is downward sloping curve because of law of diminution marginal utility, right? So in short, we can say the law of demand means that consumer is ready to spend less money for more units of product. Why? Because utility is decreasing. Okay. Next, we will study the factors which affect demand, right? First, the major factor which affect demand is price. So how price affect demand? For example, right now just I have told you, if price increase then demand decrease, if price decrease then demand increase. There is inverse relation. Now next, income of consumers also affect demand. For example, if a consumer is having high income sources, then he can consume better goods, he can consume better products, and it will not affect much demand. Now next, price of substitute good. What do you understand by substitute good? First, you will understand that substitute goods are those goods which we can use in place of one another. For example, in place of tea, you can drink coffee, right? So tea and coffee are substitute goods which can be replaced with each other. Now, for example, let me give you an example. The price of tea increases, right? The price of tea is 20, the price of coffee is 20. Now the price of tea increases to 30. So will you shift to coffee? Right. You will shift to coffee because it is basic preference of a consumer, right? Or let me give you one more example. Like there are two cold drink of different company, like Coca-Cola and Thumbs Up, right? The price of Coca-Cola increases to 25, while the price of Thumbs Up is only 20. Then of course you will be shifted to Thumbs Up. Why? What is the reason? Because of law of demand. It is the reason. Next is price of complement. Complement goods are those goods which go hand in hand, right? Hand in hand, for example, pen and ink. You can take example of pen and ink. If price of pen increase in depth, then demand of ink is also affected by the price of pen, right? Next, change in taste and fashion. If fashion changes, the taste of customer or consumer changes, then it also affects demand of certain commodity. Next, seasonal and some advertising factor also affect demand. Right? For example, a company has done very good advertising of a certain commodity, then you will be naturally inclined to buy the commodity because in your mind they have created a certain superiority of their product. So all these factors affect demand. So now, this is a basic course structure which we will be studying in next 100 hours. So now I'm going to end this session. I hope you have enjoyed this.